General Hospital spoilers reveal that Cyrus is brought to General Hospital in critical condition after being shot by Jocelyn. The severe wound leaves him on the brink of death, but what surprises everyone is not only his condition but also a sudden request. As soon as he wakes up from surgery, he wants to see Jason. This request immediately sends shockwaves. Why would Cyrus, a longtime enemy of Jason, want to meet him in his final moments? This leaves everyone in the hospital, from the police to the doctors, with important questions. Is Cyrus trying to bargain for his life? Or does he actually have a secret large enough to change the entire situation in Port Charles? While Jason is still deciding whether to accept this request, Cyrus's condition continues to worsen. He becomes weaker, but his eyes shine with something, a secret, a truth he knows that if not spoken now, may be buried with him forever. Laura, still torn by the loss of Kevin and her complicated relationship with Cyrus, is confused by this request. She knows her brother never does anything without reason, and if he asks to see Jason at the last moment, it must mean something important. Anna and Jordan are also eager to know what could make Cyrus break his own rules to speak with Jason. Could he be holding a secret that could change everything? Jason eventually agrees to meet Cyrus. As he walks into the room, the tension is palpable. Jason stands silently waiting, while Cyrus struggles to speak with his weak breath. He knows he doesn't have much time left, and this is his only chance to reveal what he knows. And then, Cyrus says something that Jason and all of Port Charles may never forget. A secret long hidden, a conspiracy bigger than anything anyone could have imagined. But the biggest question is, will Jason act before Cyrus takes his last breath, or will this secret die with him? And if this information is dangerous enough to make Cyrus break his pride and beg for Jason's help, it means an even greater force is lurking in the shadows, waiting for the right moment to strike Port Charles. In his final moments, Cyrus revealed an unexpected secret. He wasn't alone in the crimes committed in Port Charles. Another shadowy figure had been pulling the strings behind the scenes, someone no one had suspected, Sidwell. Cyrus's final words not only exposed Sidwell's involvement in this criminal network but also revealed how he had used his relationship with Natalia to infiltrate and control a part of the town's underground system. Sidwell was the one who supplied Digitalis, the poison used to eliminate those Cyrus wanted to take out, and this raises a more terrifying question: how many victims have really died at their hands? When Jason heard these words, it felt like a storm was slowly approaching. If Sidwell is really the one pulling the strings, then the battle is far from over. It's even more dangerous than before. Jason had thought that Cyrus's death would bring peace to Port Charles, but now he realizes that was just an illusion. Sidwell isn't just a ruthless businessman, he's a brutal strategist who has quietly stood behind it all, using his connection to Natalia to expand the criminal network without anyone knowing. Laura was struck silent by this truth. She had lost Kevin, and now she had to face an even more painful reality: Cyrus was not the only mastermind. If Sidwell had helped Cyrus manipulate the healthcare system with Digitalis, how many others had he controlled? How many people had become pawns in his deadly game? And more importantly, who would he target next? Anna and Jordan quickly realized the seriousness of the situation. If Sidwell could manipulate an entire system without being detected, it means he might have allies everywhere. He could have planted people within the police force, the judiciary system, even the WSB. The fight against him would not be as simple as arresting an ordinary criminal. They were up against a true power structure. And if Sidwell feels threatened, he wouldn't hesitate to strike anyone. What's most concerning now is Natalia. Does she know that she's unknowingly helping a killer carry out his plans, or is she an important part of Sidwell's scheme? If Natalia is drawn too deeply into this criminal web, it could mean that even Sonny will be affected. Sonny might be used to dealing with powerful enemies, but Sidwell is unlike anyone he's faced before. He's not just the head of a crime organization, he's a snake hiding in the dark, manipulating everything without anyone realizing. But what worries Jason the most is the consequences this truth will bring. If Sidwell really is behind it all, will he leave those who know this secret alone? Jocelyn, who directly shot Cyrus, might become the next target. Brennan, who pushed Jocelyn to investigate, could also be in the crosshairs. And Jason, who holds Cyrus's confession, might be the most dangerous enemy Sidwell wants to eliminate. The question now isn't whether Sidwell is dangerous, but how quickly he will act. He's lived in the shadows all this time, but now that his secret is exposed, he won't stop. If Cyrus could cause chaos without many resources, Sidwell, with everything at his disposal, could do far worse. Port Charles isn't safe. Cyrus has fallen, but a new storm is about to hit. Jason, Laura, Anna, and Jordan all understand that if they don't act now, Port Charles could become a bloody battlefield. A new power is rising, and Sidwell stands at the center, ready to control it all. And this time, no one can predict who the next victim will be. Sidwell and the forces behind him are under increasing pressure as the secret Cyrus knew could threaten their entire plan. Cyrus, in his final moments, had started talking too much, and this was something Sidwell could not allow. He knew that if Cyrus continued to live, even just for one more day, the entire empire he had built in the shadows could collapse. Sidwell had used Digitalis as a stealth weapon to remove those in his way, and now he decided to use it again. Isaiah had been killed this way before, and no one could prove Sidwell was behind it. Now, he would repeat the method, this time to silence Cyrus forever. He ordered one of his loyal henchmen to sneak into Cyrus's hospital room. Cyrus, still weak after being shot by Jocelyn, couldn't defend himself. He had survived Jocelyn's bullet, but now, he couldn't escape Sidwell's final trap. Sidwell's man came in the night, bypassing the security system and entering Cyrus's room. A syringe filled with Digitalis was ready. Just one injection, and it would ensure that Cyrus would never say another word. In his delirium, Cyrus vaguely sensed that something was wrong. But when he opened his eyes, it was too late. A sharp pain coursed through his body, and he felt his heart start to stop. In his final moments, he realized he had been betrayed, not by the enemies he had fought all his life, but by the very allies he had trusted. When the doctors discovered it, Cyrus's condition had become too severe. He stopped breathing right there in the hospital bed, and no one could save him in time. Everyone believed the wound from Jocelyn had drained him, but in reality, he had been poisoned right before their eyes without anyone knowing. Cyrus's death marked the end of an era of chaos in Port Charles, but it also opened another door, a door leading to an even deeper darkness. If Sidwell could kill Cyrus in the hospital without leaving a trace, it means he still controls everything. And if he can do this without raising suspicion, who will be the next victim? Jason, who is starting to suspect Sidwell, could become the next target. Jocelyn, who shot Cyrus, might also be targeted. Laura, Anna, and Jordan, who are investigating, could fall within Sidwell's sights. Port Charles is not safe, even with Cyrus dead. Because the real force behind it all is still alive, and Sidwell won't stop until everyone who could threaten him is eliminated. Cyrus's death is just the beginning, a sign that Port Charles is about to face an even darker power than ever before. Jason knows that Sidwell is not like any enemy he has faced before. He's not just a common criminal, he's a cunning strategist, a manipulator pulling the strings behind everything. If Cyrus was a wild beast spreading terror through violence, Sidwell is the poisonous snake lurking in the dark, quietly controlling everything without anyone knowing. Cyrus's death is a warning that Sidwell won't hesitate to take action against anyone who threatens him. Jason understands that if he doesn't act now, Port Charles will continue to sink into the spiral of crime controlled by Sidwell. But to take down someone like Sidwell, he can't simply charge in and overpower him with strength. Sidwell isn't the type of criminal who relies on guns and henchmen, he's a master at manipulating and using people as tools for his benefit. So, Jason decides to use Sidwell's own tactics against him. He begins to adjust his approach, gathering information, looking for the weaknesses Sidwell is trying to hide. He knows that to take down Sidwell, he not only has to act alone but also create a perfect plan, a strike that Sidwell won't see coming. But the biggest surprise is that Jason isn't alone in this fight. Brennan, who once manipulated Jocelyn into investigating Cyrus, now realizes that Sidwell is the real threat. He approaches Jason with a proposal for cooperation. Brennan knows that if the WSB can break into Sidwell's network from the inside, they'll have a chance to bring him down completely. However, this plan is far from simple. Sidwell has many hidden allies, people who will protect him at all costs. And as Jason starts to attack Sidwell's system, immediate violent reactions begin to surface. The businesses Jason takes over are suddenly attacked, his allies are threatened, even Jocelyn becomes a target. Everything escalates as Jason realizes that Sidwell isn't just a manipulator behind the scenes but has powerful connections outside Port Charles. If he's not careful, this could turn into more than just a single battle, it could pull the entire town into a bloody war. But Jason has no intention of stopping. With the support of Brennan and trusted allies like Anna and Jordan, Jason plans for a decisive strike, a plan that, once set in motion, will have no turning back. He won't just shake Sidwell's power, he will make him lose everything, from his loyal followers to his darkest secrets. But the cost could be high. As Jason gets closer to his goal, the dangers continue to grow. Sidwell isn't the type to accept defeat easily, and if he knows Jason is coming after him, he won't hesitate to strike first. Port Charles stands on the edge of a new war, a war between Jason, who wants to restore peace to the town, and Sidwell, who is willing to do anything to maintain his power. This confrontation isn't just a simple battle, it's a storm that could sweep everything away. And when it's over, no one may be left unscathed.